a note that Johnny left for me by the coffee. Typically is where we'd leave notes like that.
And does this accurately depict the scene portrayed?
It was one of those scenes. As embarrassing as it sounds now, I don't know which scene this came from. There was a lot. It escalated quickly, fast, and it became.
Amber, let me ask it a different way.
They don't have it over there.
Is this a picture of you? Is it an accurate picture of you?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'm going to move the admission of 1783.
Your Honor, we have an objection. May we approach?
Sure.
Okay. Oh, no, it's not public. Okay, yeah. I forgot. They show and reference the evidence. They look at it, and then they ask permission to publish to the jury, and then they say yes, and then the other person, the other people have to say if they have an objection or not, and if they do, then they publish or not, or redact before publishing it, and then the jury can see it, and then some broadcast like CBS will have it, and then I'll put it up on screen. No, I think it's interesting. Guys, I don't mean to sound smart on purpose or whatever, or like say, yo guys, I'm so smart, good. I feel like when I talk about these things, it's kind of like an obvious thing. I feel like it's obvious. It's very obvious. The one-sided early stage relationship that she's displaying. Like, oh, he did the boot thing. Oh, he did a nice thing. Oh, he did the gift thing. Oh, he would do this, and he would be so forward with that. But oh, when I removed his boot, yeah, I suppose that happened. I mean, I was removing his boot. I mean, if he wanted to remove his boot himself, he could have if he wanted to. But I did that. I think
Would you please
it's like I don't know why she's doing that though. I don't get
it. Some of the cycles you had with Mr. Depp through 2012.
So, in 2012, the violence was pretty, relative to what it became, pretty, slapping, backhanding. Well, it went from this eggshell kind of, you're walking on eggshells, nothing you're doing
with
is
abuse. You're
kind of right, but you don't know what you're doing wrong. And then I was doing something wrong clearly, but it was unclear within the scope of an argument what I was defending myself against. So it would shift from a rumor he had heard that I was with a friend, or I had been photographed standing too close to a male person. That was a person I had had something with, and I was lying to him about, and it would be eggshells, accusations, and then he would explode. It started with throwing things, destroying the property, and screaming at me. I remember the screaming at me was the worst, because I kind of always felt like I had done, I had to defend myself. I had to tell him so he didn't think these things were true. And sometimes, he would shift accusations while I'm trying to dispel one accusation. He'd start another one, and nothing I could do to calm him down. It seemed like I'd walk away, and that would make it worse. I remember in my apartment in Orange, he would grab me by the hair, or he'd grab me by the arm, pull me into him, scream at me that way. He'd smash things around me, then he would smash things very close to me, and then he would just hit me. And it started with slapping, and it got to be like repetitive slaps where he'd hold me in a position and slap me multiple times in a row. Then it would be, eventually I later would either push him off of me, or I'd try to hit his hands away from me. I'd try to, not in 2012 so much. At that time, I was mostly, my defense was.
I'm sure they have pictures and proofs and text behind it.
I don't know how to describe
we'll see
that.
it later.
I'd focus on something else.
I'm sure there's proof somewhere.
Stand up, look at him, try to stand up to him that way. Later, I adopted other kind of strategies to deal with it, but at the time in 2012, he'd have this blowout, and then he would leave, disappear, and I'd be committed to not talking to him. I'm done with this relationship. I can't take it anymore.
I'm not dismissing it. I'm saying this is a lot. if you're gonna make
he'd
like
come back,
20, 30 accusations in
clean and
one
sober,
testimony, you
tell
should have
me
at least
he
one,
had
a couple
chip.
proofs for
I
something.
didn't have any chips, but he would say, I've
She doesn't
gone to
have
meetings.
to, but it would help her case a lot.
I have a sober companion
She
now.
doesn't have to.
I'm doing this program. I'm reading this. I'm doing this. And he was done with drugs and alcohol for good this time. And he'd come back in my life, and with
not
the
saying she's
combination of
lying.
him
You're
being
saying-
sober and having gone through this horrible thing where I felt like my heart ripped out of my chest, like a relationship ending is hard, I think, for anyone, but ending under that circumstance is really painful. And so when he'd come back, it would almost feel like a solution to that. And it would feel great, and we would be good again, and he'd be extra nice and extra apologetic and extra loving, and it would just, then we'd be back in the good bubble.
If she's caught
the warm
lying
glow.
black on white, I think her testimony can be thrown out and striked, right?
Eventually, I'd get bored, and then I'd see him drinking again. When I started to get upset, noticing the pattern of the violence going
I
with
didn't say she's lying. I stopped
drinking
saying
and
that.
drugs, then he started sneaking it. So it became less clear, and I'd have to look for clues as to what he was on. So I just knew how to react, Johnny on speed is very different from Johnny on opiates. Johnny on opiates very different from Adderall and cocaine Johnny, which is very different from Quaaludes Johnny. But I had to get good at paying attention to the different versions of him. 2012,
The crack
I was
cocaine
in,
spider, the
I was
marijuana
in the beginning
spider.
stages of this, just
that?
learning these patterns. I was just learning that drinking kind of correlated with the violence.
And did you confide in anyone about these issues you were having? I think she can
Objection
say
to
if she-
hearsay?
I think she can say if she told anybody.
As long as she doesn't say what she said.
Right, right. So did you tell anyone?
Yes, I did.
Who did you tell?
I told my therapist. I eventually told my mom.
And let's go ahead and take a look at Defendant's Exhibit 150. 150,
Can you
150.
please get a version to publish so we can see it, motherfucker? Michelle, blow that shit up. We want to see it.
Your Honor, I'm going to object on hearsay. Yeah.
Second time they go for publish, right? And then they get objected. Can we get a picture so we can watch it?
I'm sorry, I apologize.
Guys, could they possibly ask for a bunch of stuff that they know is not gonna get published for one to slip in, or just display something? I feel like it's kind of weird if you do that. If you go to ask to publish evidence on screen a bunch of times, and they all get denied, it's kind of annoying. I feel like. Guys, I hope you guys understand. These stances I'm having, I can't back away from them. Oh, easy. Look, Candy! I told you guys. I told you he was eating candy. You guys said he wasn't? I told you motherfuckers it was candy. Jelly beans. Those are drugs? No, no, these are jelly beans. I can see the actual them. No, these are jelly beans. Yeah. Listen. I'm trying to cover my tracks here, okay? Make sure you guys understand for people that don't understand what I'm saying, okay? Because I never said she was lying, nor did I downplay some of the perspective, okay? I think she's putting, you guys, she's buttering very thick when she's looking at the jury and going all out with facial expressions. I do think she's going all out. I didn't say she's lying. What I said was, she doesn't have to show proof because it's her testimony. And under oath, she tells the truth. That's how it is in court, okay? She tells the truth. So these are all true. But it helps a lot if she does have proof. So if she's going to make 60 instances of getting slapped, 40 times she got punched, whatever, it would help a lot if she showed one time or a couple times a proof, a picture. Oh, look, this happened. He threw this at me and it hit me. Look, I'm injured over here. It helps a lot though. It does help a lot. But the fact is that we haven't seen anything yet. So it's like, how long do you get something yet? This says there's proof that she abused him. Yeah, but I'm just waiting it because, like I said, guys, I feel like the defendants and the witnesses, yes, they have been barraging, literally spamming a bunch of like this, and I'm just like, okay, cool, man. It's almost like you're like, okay, you know what, dude, this is crazy. At a point, it becomes so overwhelming that you kind of want it. Yeah, fuck it, like. But I want to see like a proof, evidence, anything. It's preview. This is why it's evidence after. Yeah, so we'll see evidence afterwards then. Because there's so many times that I feel like, yeah, of course it could be a strategy, I suppose.
Why